my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Such a sexy, pretty little thing. This paper bitch, you got me sprung with your tongue ring.
What's up, guys? It is December the 22nd, and I just wanted to talk to you guys more about the car and just the swap itself. So as far as the swap goes and the wiring and stuff, because I know a lot of you guys are probably pretty curious about that, because I know I was before I started doing the swap. So what I did was I purchased a whole complete 2012 G37S manual and basically put everything into this. I sacrificed the whole car. I basically took the whole dash harness out, the fuse boxes, the ECUs, the IPDM, and all that good stuff, right? And all I did was just minimize everything. I deleted the door harnesses, I deleted the harness that runs to the back, and basically all I used was the dash harness and the firewall harness and the engine harness. So 3 harnesses, that's it. And just put them right back into this, just like it was in the G37. So that's all it really takes. And I used the G37 key fob and the G37 start button. I don't know if you guys can see. Oh yeah, that's right there. So that's how I did it. And as far as mounts go, it's got ISR mounts on it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You would think it would be a lot more, but not really. It's pretty basic or pretty simple, you know. And then I had to get a custom drive shaft made. I'm running a G37 differential with G35 axles because the G35 or 350Z axles fit right into the S chassis hubs. And as far as the diff goes, only with the S14 you can get a diff conversion kit from GK Tech. So you can put a VQ diff into an S14 with the GK Tech diff conversion kit. All it is a couple bushings, and you just take out your diff bushings and then you place those ones into the diff and it bolts right up to the S14. And then, like I said, G35 axles, because the HR and so the HR35 and the HR350Z and anything that's VHR, like the 3.7 G37s, anything with the 3.7 or 3.5 HR, they come with bigger axles, so you cannot use them in the S14 or S13 hubs. Any S chassis hubs, you can't use those, but you can use the DE axles. So if you do a VQ swap and you want a VQ diff, just do that in your S14. Or if you have an S13, you can get an S14 subframe put into it with the, I'm not sure what company sells the adapters for that. It may be GK Tech too, but I haven't really looked into that because I don't have an S13. So yeah, so you can get an S14 subframe put into your S13 and then do a VQ diff and axles if you wanted to go that route. Of course, the gear ratios are quite different as well, so you got to think about that too. And as far as like fitment with the firewall and stuff, and the hood not being able to close, so I ended up having to put spacers. I just made some homemade whatever just to throw on there, you know, nothing special, because it does stick up like quite a bit. I mean, there's different mount kits and stuff, but I have the ISR mounts and this is how it sits. But it would sit a lot higher if I didn't have a 1-inch subframe spacer. So I have a 1-inch subframe spacer, so therefore it drops the subframe lower, and since the engine is mounted to the subframe, it drops the engine lower into the chassis. So that's why it doesn't stick up too crazy high. But I do have the engine cover for this, and I can put it on and fit it in there, and the hood will still close. So, and this is obviously a VHR. The HR is probably going to fit in here the same. Now the DE, you should be able to have, if it's a DE, you should be able to have a lot more hood clearance as far as that goes, because these stick up a lot higher. And also too, if you're doing a VHR or HR swap, keep this in mind that the starter is on the opposite side of a DE. So when you're doing a DE swap, it's fairly easier than doing an HR or VHR swap. Only because your steering shaft will be in contact with the starter. That's like one of the biggest issues with this whole swap, was that right there in itself. So keep that in mind. But there is a solution, and I tried to get around it, and I did a little bit, but you know what I mean? It just like there's some type of movement or whatever, just in the just the play itself in the steering shaft. When you have force on it, it still makes its way towards that starter, and it still ends up rubbing somehow. And also too, if you're running factory bushings on your power steering rack mounts, that will also flex when you steer, so it's gonna push itself towards that starter and rub on it. But what I did was I just changed everything on the subframe. I did the Part Shop Max rack forward kit. With that, you can adjust your power steering rack however you want, and it's solid mounted to the subframe. But there is a whole process to doing that. You have to cut your whole subframe out, the whole centerpiece, which I will upload some videos of that and the whole process of doing that kit. And it's honestly not that bad. It's a lot of cutting, it's measuring, and it takes time. It took me about a week because I work a full-time job. But I got it on there. Like I said, I'll upload videos and pictures and stuff, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, basically that's how I have my subframe set up. And as far as angle kit, I have an FDF Mega Mantis V2, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm on BC coilovers. Everything, the whole subframe's done. ISR solid mounts. The GK Tech adapters for the VQ diff are also solid mounts. And then I believe all my arms are KSP. They're like on the cheaper side of arms, only because if I do have an accident at the track and bap something or something like that, you know, it's just cheap arms. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy, too expensive that I'm gonna feel at loss for, if you feel what I'm saying. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the rear. Oh yeah, my rear lower control arms are the Fapo arms from eBay. More budget stuff, but it still works good. I mean, as far as I've had it, obviously I haven't driven the car that much yet, and hopefully pretty soon I will be getting a lot more seat time in it. Actually, this coming up month in January, I think it's January 24th, I will be attending to an event. And it's just I'm not doing the comp. There is a mini comp that day, but I'm not doing the comp. I'm just doing the open track. And hopefully I'll get a lot of footage for you guys to see, and I will make sure I upload everything.